Have you ever wondered how the current state of organized religion is impacting African American women? Let's delve into that. As we journey through the annals of history, the role of African American women in organized religion has been both significant and influential. These women have served as the backbone of countless religious institutions, often providing the spiritual sustenance needed to nourish their communities. But today, the landscape of organized religion is changing, and so too is the role of African American women within it. One of the catalysts for this change has been the emergence of controversial figures such as T.D. Jakes. The senior pastor of the Potter's House, Jakes has recently found himself amid a storm of controversy. Unverified reports have linked him to parties thrown by music mogul Sean Combs, also known as Diddy. Though Jakes has denied these allegations, they've stirred up questions about the integrity of religious leaders and their impact on their congregations. And it's not just about Jakes. There's an undercurrent of controversy sweeping across the religious world, raising eyebrows and prompting African American women to question the status quo. They're beginning to ask, what place do we hold in these institutions? How do these controversies affect us? And most importantly, is it time for a change? This shift in perspective is not just about the controversies. It's about recognizing that the patriarchal structure of many religious institutions may no longer serve the needs of African American women. It's about understanding that the time for matriarchy or egalitarian leadership has come. As we navigate through these turbulent waters, the strength, resilience, and wisdom of African American women continue to shine. They're stepping up, taking charge, and redefining their place in organized religion. And as they do so, they're not just transforming their communities, but the world at large. So, as we look at the current state of organized religion, it's clear that not all that glitters is gold. But it's also clear that African American women are rising, and they're leaving no stone unturned in their quest for equality, justice, and spiritual fulfillment. As we see, not all that glitters in the religious world is gold. Moving on from the pews to the streets, let's talk about Brother Polite. Born Michael Noak, Brother Polite was a man who came from the gritty world of gang life. He was a former gang member who managed to turn his life around, trading in his street creds to become a motivational speaker. He was the founder of the New Covenant, an organization that sought to inspire and uplift the African American community. His YouTube videos were a beacon of hope for many, and his influence extended to a massive following of over 315,000 on Instagram. However, despite his transformation and seemingly good intentions, Brother Polite's story took a dark turn. In 2021, he was slammed with sexual battery charges, a blow that sent shockwaves through his community. This was a man who was looked upon as a mentor, a guiding light, and yet, he was now standing in the shadow of a heinous crime. The aftermath was swift and severe. Brother Polite accepted a plea deal, resulting in a sentence of 7 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. The downfall of the New Covenant founder was a tragic tale that left a bitter aftertaste in the mouths of those who had once admired and followed him. This is a stark reminder that no matter how high one rises, the fall can be just as significant. It's a tale that underscores the importance of maintaining integrity and upholding the principles you preach. The story of Brother Polite is a cautionary tale, a warning that even those who seem to be on the path of righteousness can falter and fall. It also serves as a call to action for us to hold our leaders accountable, to question and challenge, and to never blindly follow. The downfall of Brother Polite and the New Covenant is indeed a sad ending to an inspiring story, a story that started with promise and ended in disappointment. A sad ending to an inspiring story. From one controversy to another, let's discuss the stories of Jamal Bryant and Eddie Lee Long. These two pastors have been prominent figures in the African American religious community, but their stories have been tainted with allegations and scandals that have shaken the faith of many. Jamal Bryant, a megachurch pastor currently preaching at the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Atlanta, has found his reputation marred by accusations of infidelity. It was during the first season of The Real Housewives of Potomac that Bryant's former spouse revealed him to be a cheater, pumpkin eater. Such revelations have led to many questioning the authenticity of his spiritual leadership. On the other hand, we have Eddie Lee Long, the late pastor who served as the senior pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church until his death in 2017. When Long started as pastor for New Birth Church, there were merely 300 church members. Under his leadership, this number grew to a staggering 25,000. However, his legacy was tainted by a Senate investigation into whether he personally profited from his church's tax-exempt status. The investigation ended without a finding of wrongdoing, but it was the allegations of sexual abuse of underage male members of his parish that truly rocked the community. Long denied these allegations through his attorneys and privately settled the lawsuits out of court for undisclosed amounts. These stories serve as a reminder that even those revered as spiritual leaders can fall prey to human failings. They highlight the importance of not blindly following any individual, but instead focusing on the teachings of love, compassion, and understanding that are at the heart of faith. As we navigate through these tales of controversy and betrayal, we must remind ourselves that the truth often hides behind the pulpit. The actions of these two pastors may have caused many African American women to question their place in organized religion, but it's important to remember that faith is personal, and it's okay to question and seek your own path. The truth often hides behind the pulpit. Now, let's turn our attention to a man whose name speaks volumes about his love for wealth, Creflo Dollar. Have you ever heard of a pastor who owns a Gulfstream G650 jet plane? Well, meet Creflo Dollar, a man who believes in spreading the gospel in style. This isn't your regular Sunday service pastor. This is a man who likes to fly high, both in his sermons and in the sky. Creflo Dollar, the founder of World Changers Church International, is known for his extravagant lifestyle, which is evident in his ownership of a Gulfstream G650, one of the fastest, largest, and most expensive private jets in the world. This isn't a man who travels economy class. No, Dollar believes in first class all the way. But this opulence has not been without criticism. Many have questioned the need for such extravagance. Isn't the church's money better spent on helping those in need rather than on private jets? Dollar's response? Safety. Church leaders have stated that the private jet was purchased for safety reasons, to ensure that their leader could spread the gospel far and wide without the risks associated with commercial travel. But is this a legitimate reason or merely an excuse for lavish spending? Critics argue that this is an example of the prosperity gospel gone too far. They point out that the gospel should not be used as a means to justify personal wealth and luxury. Dollar is not the first megachurch pastor to own a private jet. However, his unabashed love for luxury has drawn attention and criticism. His critics argue that the money spent on the jet could have been used to help those in the community, to feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, and provide for those in need. So we're left with a question. Is this really about spreading the gospel, or is it about spreading wealth? Is it about serving God or serving oneself? As we ponder these questions, we should remember that the true measure of a leader is not in the wealth they accumulate, but in the lives they impact. Is it about spreading the gospel, or is it about spreading wealth? Finally, let's leave the religious world and step into Hollywood. The land of glitz and glamour carries its own share of shadows, and one such shadow recently came to light. An unnamed black male Hollywood executive, a billionaire no less, has been accused of sexual harassment. TV actor Christian Keyes, who has been in the industry since 2005, has bravely come forward to share his experience of harassment, hinting at the executive without naming him directly. There's been a whirlwind of speculation about the identity of this executive. One name that's been bandied about is Tyler Perry, the self-proclaimed psychologist to all black women. Yet, the identity of the executive remains unconfirmed, leaving a cloud of uncertainty hanging over Hollywood. But let's shift the focus here. This isn't just about one man's actions. It's about the broader pattern of power, privilege, and abuse in Hollywood, and how black women fit into this complex tapestry. For too long, they've been sidelined, their stories silenced, their roles minimized. Yet, they are not mere observers in this narrative. They are the leading ladies, the directors, the scriptwriters of their own lives. As we navigate these murky waters, it's crucial to remember that the fight isn't against men, but against a system that upholds inequality. Whether in the church or in Hollywood, it's not about who's at the helm, but about fostering an environment of respect, equality, and love. It's about understanding that leadership doesn't equate to dominance, and that every voice, every story, every experience is valuable. In the end, it's not about who leads us, but who loves us. This is your host, Sherry Donnie, signing off. Don't forget to join us next time as we continue to peel back the layers of controversy and awakening. Until then, stay woke, stay strong, and remember, your voice matters. Thank you.